Ragtag misfits with superhuman powers? Yes, please.
You are a god among insects. Never let anyone tell you different.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 X-Men mutants from film.
If no one is equipped to oppose them, humanity's days could be over.
For this list, we're choosing X-Men mutants whose powers came to life on screen, and whose characters contributed to the larger story of the film franchise. So, sorry superfans, this ranking is solely based on how the characters are portrayed on screen, not what happens in the comics. Number 10. Pyro. Originally one of Professor X's students, Pyro had more than a little trouble fitting in at the school.
Now check this out.
Due to his feeling that his powers made him better than everyone else,
Back off.
Pyro later switched allegiances from the X-Men to Magneto's Brotherhood of Mutants.
What's your name?
John?
What's your real name, John?
Pyro.
A friend turned enemy and filled with angst against humans. He eventually fought Iceman in an attempt to kill the mutant behind the cure in X-Men: The Last Stand.
You're in over your head, Bobby. Maybe you should go back to school.
Number 9. Cyclops.
Cyclops, right?
Don't get into a staring contest with this guy. He may always play second fiddle to Wolverine,
He's not coming with us, is he?
but as the field leader and teacher at Xavier's Institute, Cyclops can certainly hold his own.
Thanks.
Often portrayed as a sensitive guy, Scott Summers always struggled with his ability to shoot optic blasts out of his eyes. But whether he liked it or not, his ability came in handy many times. Most notably when he saved Jean Grey from the poison of Toad's slime. Number 8. Beast.
You realize the level of impact this will have on the mutant community?
A scientist and a statesman, Beast's outer appearance seemed at odds with his interior. Portrayed by Kelsey Grammer as an older man in The Last Stand, there's a humor and grace to the character.
Hank McCoy.
Later films saw Nicholas Hoult as the younger Beast, and the actor brought more of a vulnerability and sympathetic quality to the role.
It didn't attack the cells. It enhanced them.
There's no denying that when Beast lets go of all his hang-ups, he's an absolute animal in the X-Men's battles. He's agile, has superhuman strength, can leap like no other, and excels at hand-to-hand combat.
I thought you were a diplomat.
As Churchill said, there comes a time when all men must... Oh, you get the point!
Number 7. Nightcrawler.
What's your name?
Wagner. Kurt Wagner.
Even though he appeared in only one movie of the franchise, he managed to make a lasting impression on audiences.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth.
Due to his powers of teleportation, Colonel William Stryker tried to use Nightcrawler in an assassination plot. Nightcrawler's not a one-trick pony though. He's also an extremely stealthy creature, moving with grace and in utter silence.
I'm not going anywhere.
His tail often comes in handy to grab objects out of his reach. And his heightened senses alert him when danger is near. Number 6. Rogue. Get too close to this girl and you might regret it.
The first boy I ever kissed ended up in a coma for 3 weeks.
Known for her lethal touch that absorbs other people's powers and memories, Rogue is a sweet girl with deadly capabilities.
I want to be able to touch people, Logan. A hug. A handshake. A kiss.
She often struggles with her power since she can't get close to her boyfriend, Iceman, or anyone else for that matter.
What's wrong is I can't touch my boyfriend without killing him. Other than that, I'm wonderful.
But there is something undeniably awesome about Rogue when she's able to be herself, and she's often a key player in helping the X-Men accomplish their missions. Number 5. Dr. Jean Grey, Phoenix. As Dr. Jean Grey, she's a sympathetic heroine with the powers of telekinesis and telepathy.
I can move things with my mind.
Really? What kinds of things?
But as the villain known as Phoenix,
Help me.
she's got powers that make her a sheer force of nature. Famke Janssen does a spectacular job of portraying the two versions of the mutant that are polar opposites in personality and in nature.
I don't want to fix it.
As Jean, she shares a deep connection with Professor X.
I also have some telepathic ability.
Well, like your professor.
Nowhere near that powerful. But he's teaching me to develop it.
But as Phoenix, she fights him ruthlessly.
For your own good, Jean.
Stay out of my head.
Her duality is what makes her both vulnerable and strong. Number 4, Professor X.
I'm Charles Xavier. Would you like some breakfast?
Pretty much the best teacher ever, Professor X is the X-Men.
Well, I am psychic, you know.
Without his school and sage wisdom, the group wouldn't exist.
Yes, of course.
The character is portrayed by Patrick Stewart in the earlier X-Men installments.
I may be able to help you find some answers.
James McAvoy goes the opposite route and brings a swagger and cockiness to the younger character in the later flicks.
Thank you for that.
In either form, Charles Xavier is always questioning and learning, as well as using his powers of telepathy and genius to encourage others to better themselves.
Something tells me you already know the answer to your question.
He always tries to use violence only as a last resort, but that doesn't mean he's soft.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
They say you're the bad guy.
Number 3, Magneto.
Is that what they say?
He's the perfect villain for the X-Men due to his ability to control metal with his mind. Portrayed by both Ian McKellen and Michael Fassbender in the franchise, each man brings a raw power and mystery to the role.
The humans have played their hand. Now we get ready to play ours.
Magneto has the ability to make others doubt themselves, and he often relies on tricks of the mind rather than his talents to influence others.
You sure you saw what you saw?
But when he does unleash his powers, it's truly a sight to behold.
Who are you people?
Number 2, Mystique.
Mr. Gyrich has been dead for some time, Senator. But I've had Mystique here keep you company. She takes so many shapes.
When portrayed by Rebecca Romaine, Mystique is an enigma and absolutely merciless when it comes to her target. When Jennifer Lawrence dons the blue paint, she's a more sympathetic character with a past.
Mutant and proud.
But in either version, she's 100% a stealth badass with the ability to morph into anyone she wants. Mystique is also the ultimate gymnast meets ninja, as she's able to bend her body to get out of any restraint. On top of that, she's multilingual. There's nothing she can't do.
They say you can imitate anybody. Even their voice. Even their voice. Then why not stay in disguise all the time? You know? Look like everyone else.
Because we shouldn't have to.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
The Russians made me this. So, what am I thinking?
You never should have left.
I don't want to. 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 I don't
Number 1. Wolverine. Wolverine may not have the flashiest powers, but his primal strength and age-defying powers are a force to be reckoned with.
What kind of monster are you? The Wolverine.
As the core of the X-Men, Hugh Jackman portrays Wolverine with a combination of heart and true grit that's hard not to gravitate towards.
I'm not gonna hurt you, kid.
And, as a character, his is the one that sees the most interesting evolution over time.
How many words was that?
9.
9. You have 1 word left.
He's also got some killer claws, and whenever they're out, audiences know that a good fight is about to go down. Do you agree with our list?
Perfection.
Which on-screen X-Men is your favorite?
Marie.
Marie.
For more awe-inspiring top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
You don't have to hide.